pastimes, some of their wonderful qualities, their devotion. So we can remember them on this auspicious day and also pray for their mercy. So we will begin with Gopala Bhatta Goswami. As we all know, Shri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis. We every day worship in our altar the 6 Goswamis, very great personalities, the associates, the eternal associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they all have their eternal form in Goloka Vrindavan. If we see their actual Swarupa, they are all Manjaris. The gopis, who are eternally serving Radha and Krishna in the spiritual world. So they have come down or descended down to this material world to actually help in the mission of the Lord and to perform various pastimes. So Gopala Bhatta Goswami, we see that he appeared in southern India as the son of Venkata Bhatta. So because we have a short time to talk about all these acharyas, we are just a few pastimes and few things which we can try to meditate and contemplate and see that how those pastimes can uplift and inspire us in our devotional life. So we see that Gopala Bhatta Goswami, son of Venkata Bhatta, who was actually a priest in the temple, in the in Srirangam. So it is one of them, where Ranganathji is there, Lord Ranganath, in the lying down form, in a sleeping posture. So we see that, those days Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling South India. And when he was traveling, he came to Srirangam. So that time, Venkata Bhatta could see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in complete ecstasy, chanting the holy name and dancing in ecstasy. And he thought, who is this personality, with us? He couldn't really understand that is Supreme Personality of Godhead. But because Venkata Bhatta was also a very great personality and a very pious Brahmana who was serving as a pujari of Lord Ranganath. So he could feel that, he was actually feeling those ecstasy when he was seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He thought he is not just a normal, another sadhu, or a saintly person. So he approached him and requested him, that you please come to my home. And because it's a rainy season now, the sadhus don't travel. So those days like that, many people, they would request the sadhus to come and stay. That was a common practice. And Venkata Bhatta, being such a pious and a devoted Brahmana, so he requested the Lord to come and stay in his place. So when the Lord came, then the whole family washed their feet. And we see here a very interesting point is that when we see Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu won't easily allow anyone to wash his feet. He even got once upset when one Brahmana, Bengali devotee, washed his feet inside the temple, when he was doing the Gundicha Marjana. So he won't easily allow anyone to do that. But he did not say anything to Venkata Bhatta. That itself shows how Venkata Bhatta was a very qualified person. Very qualified. And later we see, he's truly qualified because we see that his son Gopala Bhatta becomes one of the great Goswami and the associate of Mahaprabhu. And the washed, the water that Gopala Bhatta drank, the whole family drank, and then the Gopala Bhatta was feeling great ecstasy. He was a young boy at the time, and then he was feeling so much, his body was trembling, drinking the Charanamrita, from the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then, we could see that all the 4 months of that rainy season, when Gopala Bhatta Goswami was serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In fact, later we see that there were three brothers. One is Venkata Bhatta, Tirumala Bhatta, and also Prabodhananda Saraswati. He was before called Prabodhananda. So these three people were great worshippers of Vishnu. And then how by the association of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu they became the worshippers of Radha and Krishna. And we see that later Prabodhananda Saraswati, own uncle, he was a very exalted Vaishnava, very learned scholar, and a very, very dear associate of Mahaprabhu. So he himself became the spiritual master of Gopala Bhatta Goswami. And interestingly, we see that Gopala Bhatta Goswami's name we can't find in Chaitanya Charitamrita. In the sense like his biography or his glories, we can't see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, nor in Chaitanya Bhagavat, nor in any of the many of the books. And how did we get this information or the glories of Gopala Bhatta Goswami? We are getting this information only in Bhakti Ratnakar, which is written by Narahari Chakravarti. He is actually a disciple of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. The reason Gopala Bhatta Goswami's name is not there because he requested Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami not to mention his name anywhere. He was a very humble Vaishnava, and he didn't want his name to be published or glorified anywhere. And that's the reason we don't see his name anywhere in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mangal. So we can see the exalted mood of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And then we see that Mahaprabhu was very pleased with his service. And when Mahaprabhu was about to leave after the Chaturmasya, they were in great tears. They didn't want Mahaprabhu to leave. So Venkata Bhatta would request all the three brothers, they would actually cry and beg Mahaprabhu, please stay one more month. So Mahaprabhu said, no, I have left everything and came here to spread the message spread the holy name. How can I stay here? I have to go. But then they would, very humbly beg Mahaprabhu to stay at least 15 days. So like that they requested, Mahaprabhu actually extended a bit of stay. And then Gopala Bhatta Goswami, the whole family was serving Mahaprabhu. And then later, when he was about to leave, Gopala Bhatta Goswami wanted to leave as well. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, you have to stay back. Your father, Venkata Bhatta, and your whole family is a very great exalted Vaishnavas. So you stay back and serve them. And then later, you can go to Vrindavan and join Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis. So as per the instructions, gave a few instructions to Gopala Bhatta Goswami. And one of the instructions was that, to go and serve Shri Rupa and Shri Sanatana Goswami, not to make a house for himself. So he remained a brahmachari all throughout his life. And so later, when his parents actually disappear from the world, then Gopala Bhatta Goswami, then he actually went to Vrindavan. That time actually Mahaprabhu, he was in Jagannath Puri. He could have gone there, but he did not go because he took the instruction very seriously to his heart. That is why for a Vaishnava, we say that Vapu Seva, Vani Seva. A spiritual teacher, spiritual master, or the great Vaishnavas. Many times we say that, only in their presence we can do something. But actually a true disciple or a true Vaishnava is someone who actually plays the instructions more worshipable. So recently I was hearing that worshipping the instructions of the spiritual master is considered as the greatest worship. A disciple is someone who is always meditating, contemplating, okay, this is what my spiritual master desires, this is what our acharyas desire, and they are constantly contemplating, meditating, planning, how do I actually execute it. So that is considered as a greatest worship. So here we see all of our acharyas showed by their own example, more than the physical service, the serving the instructions of the spiritual master is the highest. And we see here Gopala Bhatta Goswami also, once he saw that, okay, now the time for me to go to Vrindavan to connect with Rupa and Sanatana Goswami has come. He did not even see, oh, where is Mahaprabhu now, let me go and take this association. Straight on to fulfill the instructions, because in those instructions, fulfilling those instructions, one can actually feel the presence of the spiritual master. One can feel the presence of the great Vaishnava, the Mahabhagavat devotees. So this is a powerful lesson that, Srila Prabhupada, the whole movement is all about that. Srila Prabhupada, his own spiritual master, he met only few times. And he took the instruction of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati as his life and soul. The whole of his life is meant for, he's dedicated to actually execute those instructions which Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave him. And we see all the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, everyone follows that same mood. So this is one of the powerful meditation, or a powerful lesson one can actually take from the life of Gopala Bhatta Goswami. And then we also see that Gopala Bhatta Goswami, as we all know, so he went to serve Shri Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis, and one of the instruction Mahaprabhu gave was, you assist them, assist Shri Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. So Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, as we all know, they wrote a lot of literatures because that was the instruction given to both of them. So, but they also had deities. As we all know, we have Madan Mohan deity, Sanatana Goswami had, and Govindaji deity, Rupa Goswami was worshipping. So they actually needed some support because they, someone asked to help in assisting the worship so that they can write the literatures. And then came Gopala Bhatta Goswami. And then Gopala Bhatta Goswami, when they came, he fully, like a pujari, he was assisting, serving all the deities. So one time one very famous merchant came, and he came with a lot of wonderful offerings, like very costly clothings, jewelries, for the various deities. So at that time he was having a salagram shila, because one time when Gopala Bhatta Goswami went to the Gandaki river, he was taking bath, and when he was coming out, when he was folding his hands, all the shaligram shilas came on his hand. He thought he's not qualified to worship. This is a mood of a devotee, that he always feels himself unqualified, and he always seeks blessings and mercy to worship a deity, to worship, especially worshipping a deity. So this is also a practical for us to see. Many times we want to worship deities at home. It could be a Gaunita, it could be anyone for that matter. Sometimes, we feel, that I have to worship, so we may get kind of an excitement. Someone may just go and get it from the shop and they just start worshipping. But here we see the mood of the acharyas. They felt deeply that I am totally unqualified, to worship them. And he was thinking, every time the shaligram came, he put them back, inside the water. And when we were again and coming, then he understood that these are the desire of the Lord himself. So then he brought them. And when he kept them, and then he was worshipping them, and he was worshipping all the deities of all the acharyas. This is another thing also. Everyone has a personal deity. If you see, each of the Goswamis had a personal deity. But at the same time, they actually worshipped all the deities, of all the acharyas, in a very, very devoted mood, with so much respect, with so much love. So that is also very important. Our own deities, we give that importance because we have a personal connection. but it's very important that we actually glorify and we actually give the due respect. At the end of the day, all are Krishna. They are all the Lord has manifested in various homes with various names, but He is the same Lord. So that is something to be very deeply understood. Sometimes, the material mind can actually play tricks. So we have to be very careful to see that we give due respect to all the deities. At the same time, we have a personal relationship, with the deity. So here we see that, so he was feeling that, oh, I cannot. So when this merchant came and gave this gift for all the deities, he also thought, how can I actually not give anything to Gopala Bhatta Goswami? So he gave Gopala Bhatta Goswami also. But then he started crying because, how will I actually put any of these things to my Shaligram Sila, because they are not deities, So that time he was remembering this, the words of Prahlad Maharaj, the Bhagavatam, where Prahlad, Lord Nrsimha came because of Prahlad's devotion. So the Lord can even appear from a stone if someone has got love. Love is a powerful element. The Lord can appear in any form He likes, so to fulfill the desire of His devotees. So he was contemplating on that pastime, and he slept. So next day he went and took bath and came and then opened the altar, and he was stunned to see that he had like 11 or 12 Shaligram Shilas, and out of them one of the Shaligram Shila, which was like a bigger one compared to the others, which he named as a Damodar Shila, has manifested, has become a deity of Krishna, very beautiful, cute form of Krishna. Later became the celebrated Radha Raman. And they say that, Govinda ji, and we have Madan Mohan and Gopinath, the three, Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana deities. Each one of them have one of the features very prominent, like one of them the face look extremely beautiful, one of them the feet looks extremely beautiful, so like that each part of the form of the Lord was extremely beautiful in each of these deities, and all those together one can see in Radharaman. Radharaman was extremely beautiful, one of the most beautiful deities in Vrindavan. So then Gopala Bhatta Goswami could offer those, the gifts given by that great merchant. So how the Lord reciprocates for the love and devotion of Gopala Bhatta Goswami, that the Lord appeared. Today also an example, we all can go and see how the Lord has appeared from the Shaligram. So that's one of the pastimes, and we see that one of the instructions which I was Mahaprabhu told when he was that the Acharya, Rupa and Sanatana Goswami will be very busy writing the books, so your service is not only to assist them in various ways, but you should also read the books of the Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. This was the instruction given. This was the instruction given by Mahaprabhu. That means you should read the books also. So 500 years back, Mahaprabhu not only said that you should actually assist in writing or in any other ways the acharyas, but you should also read the books. So how important is reading books? So we see that one of the very great disciple of Gopala Bhatta Goswami is Srinivasa Acharya. And we know Srinivasa Acharya, he was the one, along with Narottama Das Thakur and Shyamananda Pandit, they distributed all these literatures written by the Goswamis. So this Jiva Goswami, he instructed Srinivasa Acharya to preserve all this. So Jiva Goswami was preserving, and then after that the distribution was led by Srinivas Acharya and the team of devotees. So that time, it was very difficult, to find a copy. Like Srinivas Acharya, he got a dream that Mahaprabhu came in the dream, and he said that asked him to come so that he can bless him. So Srinivas Acharya went to see Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. So by the time he reached Jagannath Puri, everyone, all the devotees are crying. So then he came to know that Mahaprabhu has left the world. And he became very heartbroken. Oh, I missed the mercy of Mahaprabhu. He told me to come and take his blessings, but before I arrived, the Lord has left the world. So he was heartbroken. So that time, he got a dream. In that dream, he said that you go to Gadadhar Pandit. And Gadadhar Pandit, you can learn Srimad Bhagavatam. And we know that when Srinivas Acharya went to Gadadhar Pandit became very happy. He said that, yeah, Mahaprabhu told me to teach you. But there is one problem here, I have only one copy of Srimad Bhagavatam. And that is also, the letters are all got faded away, because whenever I took reading Srimad Bhagavatam, I couldn't control my tears. And then it just washed off all the letters. So if you can actually go and get another copy, then I am very happy to teach you. Imagine, now if anyone asks us one copy of Srimad Bhagavatam, we will go and deliver. We have that facility now. But then that time, Srinivas Acharya has to go all the way back to Navadip to get the copy of Bhagavatam, and there is no ready-made copy. So he has to go and approach a Brahmana. The Brahmana has to find the right kind of leaves to write the manuscript, to write on it, and the right ink, to get it, and then write each and every 18,000 verses. So it took few months to get it done. And then by the time he got it, then he came back to he happily came back, to Gadadhar Pandit, so he can learn Bhagavatam. Then what happened? By the time he came back, all the devotees are crying. Then he came to know Gadadhar Pandit has also left the world. He was completely broken now. What to do now? So then Gadadhar Pandit came in the dream and he said, don't worry, you go to Vrindavan to see Rupa and Sanatan, and you can learn from them. And it is not like, they can take an airplane and go those days. We all know that they have to walk miles and miles and miles. Then he again went to Vrindavan. When he went to Vrindavan, everyone is again crying. That, just Rupa and Sanatana Goswami also left the world. Sorry. So just imagine, he thought, oh my God, what is this? What a very... fallen soul I am, that I couldn't get all, any mercy. Then later he was heartbroken, and that time Jiva Goswami came. And then he said that, Rupa and Sanatana Goswami came in the dream, and they said, you go and meet Gopala Bhatta Goswami. So then he didn't know where to go and find Gopala Bhatta Goswami. But then he went and sat in the Radharaman temple. And there Jiva Goswami first came and found Srinivas Acharya, and he said that I will take you to Gopala Bhatta Goswami. Then Gopala Bhatta Goswami, when he came to Gopala Bhatta Goswami, he said, you please don't leave this world. Then Gopala Bhatta Goswami said, no, I'm not going to leave. I have so many things to do through you. And then he said, the distribution of all this wonderful literatures, you need to take up and then do it. Just imagine to take one copy of Srimad Bhagavatam, so difficult, and now we have all these facilities. So this is one instruction given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Gopala Bhatta Goswami to read the books written by the Goswamis. And Srila Prabhupada constantly requested in his all the lectures and through various letters that we should read the books. So this is one of the other practical takeaway for all of us, is that how important to read these scriptures. They are not written by some ordinary personalities. They are all written by all the liberated souls. Srila Prabhupada has given everything what the previous acharyas have given in a way which we can understand. If we directly try to read the Goswami's book, we may not even be able to relate. But Srila Prabhupada has put it in a very easy format, a very simple way, so we all can understand and progress in our devotional life. So this is another important thing, how reading is so important, that every single day we allocate a time for reading Srila Prabhupada books, especially people who have already taken initiation. It's so important to have this commitment of reading Srila Prabhupada's books. So this is one of the things which I thought shared. We have so much to share, but anyway, I will stop here with Gopala Bhatta Goswami. So at least two important things we spoke about Gopala Bhatta Goswami, the lessons. One is the instruction of the great devotees, the instruction of Srila Prabhupada, the great acharyas, the instruction of the spiritual master are more important, are more worshipable. If we get their opportunity to relate with any pure devotee, that's great. But it's not that we have to sit and lament that I'm not getting it, but serving the instruction is very pleasing to them. And we see here that's what Gopala Bhatta Goswami himself did it. Rather going and taking darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or a physical association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he kept his instructions as if in the forefront, or has his priority, the highest priority. And the second thing we see that how Mahaprabhu also instructed that reading books, you're not just serving. Many times we see that in our devotional life, we actually fully busy with service. There are hundreds of service, that there is no, but we cannot quote that as an excuse that we don't have time for reading books. Then it becomes, at some point of time, if we are not reading the books and we are just going on with the service without reading or without hearing, nourishing ourselves, then it will become like a burden. That's why you see sometimes devotees complain, I am burnt out, it's too much, it is stressful. These words are coming out because there is no nourishment in the heart. It is another job, another task, it is another work added in my list. How many will I do? And because we are conditioned, so naturally we will feel that. So that is why it is very important. We need to know, why am I doing it? In every time when we do a service, we are not doing the service, it's my favorite service. It's my favorite service, I can do it. Or I'm very skillful in this particular service, so I can do it. Or I'm doing it with many motives behind. So those services will definitely burn out a person on a long run. But when we constantly read and nourish ourselves, we are reminding ourselves, why am I doing this service? Why? This question, why, is so important. And if you don't constantly question ourselves for this why, then there is a great chance that we become very mechanical in our devotional life. So this is a constant question. Why am I chanting? Why am I reading? Why am I associating with devotees? Why am I doing service? Very important. So we have to balance our service with, if we have a problem, rather than dying out inside, it is good that we have mentors, we have leaders, we have so many helplines. Nobody can say that nobody helped me. It is my mistake that I have not approached anyone. Nobody is Paramatma here to understand what is happening in someone's life. A spiritual master can know, but even a spiritual master, he says that it is better you tell what is actually happening with you, rather than you actually make the spiritual master to think, what is happening in this person's life. It is our duty. So similarly, we have a lot of helplines. We have spiritual teachers, we have spiritual masters, we have mentors, we have leaders at all levels, circle, sector, Bhakti Vriksha. We have many senior devotees, we have visiting devotees, We have temple devotees, so many helplines we have got. If we really want help, if we really want to progress in our devotional life, then we will take the helping hand. It is like, someone is throwing a rope to catch, to come out, say someone is drowning and that person complains, oh, no, I can't, hold it. The rope is thrown for you to come out. So everyone can only say, I am ready to help. But it is for us to go and approach and take the help. So this is something very important, that unless we take the help, we will be burnt out. And then we are just, for name's sake, we are doing hundreds of service. I'm so busy, so busy with hundreds of service, but internally, I am dry. Internally, I'm very dry. So that is not a good sign. So if any one of us are feeling this dryness, or anyone is not feeling enthusiasm, feeling overwhelmed, please pause for a moment, get your help, and then go forward in devotional life. That will be really good. Rather than just keeping within ourselves and thinking, too much contemplating, oh, I can't say no to a service, I can't say no. I mean, how long are we going to just keep a good image in front of all of us? Is it that important? Or really serving Krishna with love is important? Do I want to become that devotee where I have a genuine connection with Srila Prabhupada and Krishna, which I want to establish, and being very genuine and honest in my dealings with Vaishnavas? Is it that important? Or I just put a mask and then I keep myself outside a different personality, and inside I am completely different, and I have a different kind of opinion about different people. And if I get a chance with someone and I just share all those to someone, I don't even care whether it is a new person or it is someone, and I just pour out everything about all the devotees. Is it that important? Is it we are going to do? So the choice is with us, what we want to become. So it is up to us to decide, because all our acharyas are showed by example what is more important is. This is a rare human form of life. Are we here to satisfy our ego, satisfy our senses? That's what we have been doing many lifetimes. Many lifetimes, and even in this life. And till we got Krishna consciousness, try to satisfy people. I am in the good books of everyone. That's not going to do anything for us, because people in this world will always talk something bad. We cannot please everyone in this world. Not all 5 fingers are same. We may do one activity that may please one set of people, and naturally there will be one set of people who are not happy with it. And I'm not here to please everybody. But at the same time, not here to hurt anybody too. We are here to try to sincerely follow the instructions given by Srila Prabhupada and our acharyas, and how to see I can make that deeper connection. I can make my sambandha with the Lord. And how can I truly become an instrument, at least a small, useful instrument in the hands of Guru and Krishna. That's all. Finished. Our business is, that's all. So if we keep that clear in our mind, we are not bothered about our image here. We are bothered about obtaining that result, obtaining that fruit, which is what is a purpose of having a human life. So we have to be very careful. So this is what our acharyas are teaching us here. Then we will go to Ramachandra Kaviraj, an amazing personality. And Sri Ramachandra Kaviraj is a disciple of Srinivasa Acharya. What a connection here. Gopala Bhatta Goswami, his disciple Srinivasa Acharya, and his disciple is Sri Ramachandra Kaviraj. And Sri Ramachandra Kaviraj is well known as a very intimate friend of Sri Narottama Das Thakur. Ramachandra Shanga Mage Narottama Dasa. A very heart-to-heart connection. And there is a very beautiful story how actually this connection happens. So even his guru also, when Ramachandra Kaviraj got married, that time he was carried, those, the bridegroom, they carry them in a palanquin. So Ramachandra Kaviraj was taken in a palanquin and he was coming out. So that time what happened was, he saw from a distance one great personality was sitting there, and one great personality was sitting there, and he was giving talk. He was teaching Harikatha, and this palanquin was passing by the house of actually Srinivasa Acharya. And when he saw that personality, his heart got completely attracted. And then his mind was all the time thinking, even though he was sitting on a palanquin, he's getting married. He got married, he's a new bridegroom, but yet his mind was all the time on that personality. And then finally they came home, and then the bridegroom and all the relatives were there, and there were so many ceremonies and rituals were happening. He was present, but his mind was physically present, but his mind was completely attracted to that personality. So then after, and the same thing happened to Srinivasa Acharya also. He asked, who is this person who is in the palanquin, who is going on the palanquin? And then everyone said, he's a Ramachandra Kaviraj. He was a doctor by physician, by profession, but he was a great pandit, and all that they were talking. And then and his heart was there, and then after day of the marriage finished, then he went in search of the house of Srinivasa Acharya. He went and fell down at his feet and accepted him as spiritual master. What a connection, you see. Such a powerful connection. Just saw him once and the heart got connected, because they're all eternal associates of Mahaprabhu. And the same thing happened also here. And another powerful thing we see here is that Ramachandra Kaviraj did not see Narottama Das Thakur before. The first time he got to know about Narottama Das Thakur was through his poems, the songs. As we all know, Narottama Das Thakur has sung many wonderful, beautiful compositions. And Srila Prabhupada said that they are appreciated by all the Vaishnava Acharyas. It can create such devotional feeling just by hearing it, even if one is not a devotee. So then what happened? He heard these poems through other devotees. And when he just heard it, he felt this is not by any ordinary personality. These have descended down from the spiritual world. And there itself, its heart got connected to Narottama Das Thakur before even seeing him in person. This is called, the connection happens with Shravanam. That is why the 9th process of devotional service begins with Shravanam. How important is hearing? Our connection happens not just by seeing. Like we may go and see Krishna in the temple, but what connection we can make by seeing him, just seeing him without knowing about him. So that is why they say, try to see God through your ears before you see through your eyes. The same thing here. We know that was Rukmini Devi. She actually fell in love with Krishna just hearing his glories. She did not even see Krishna in person, as per the past times we see. Sorry. So similarly, we see that Sri Ramachandra Kaviraj also did not see Narottama Das Thakur. He only heard the kirtans, only heard his beautiful, wonderful poems, and he got so attracted to him. And then when he saw him in person, that's what, when Narottama Das Thakur's eyes fell on Ramachandra Kaviraj, he felt, oh, you have come, internally. And Ramachandra Kaviraj, when he saw Narottama Das Thakur, it was such a divine spiritual bond, a heart-to-heart connection, they established. So this is so hearing is very powerful. That is why constantly it is emphasized that every day if we can hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing the lectures of Srila Prabhupada and all the senior Vaishnavas, spiritual master, very, very powerful. That can actually help us to gradually reawaken our actual relationship with Krishna. We constantly hear. It is so powerful when we hear Krishna Katha. It is that's why it's Bhagavat Shravan is recommended. So then, so they became such an inseparable relationship. Ramachandra Kaviraj and Narottam Das Thakur. So a lot of pastime. And Ramachandra Kaviraj was a great personality, great poet. Everyone appreciated him. But he said, if those poems are not pleasing to Narottama Das Thakur, then he said it is. Then he said that it is just making a loud noise. It's just the word exactly is, it is just a noise if it is not pleasing to Narottam Das Thakur. So one time what happened was, some people, some smartas, they thought they wanted to actually defame Narottam Das Thakur. So somehow, Ramachandra Kaviraj came to know about it. So then they were all, these smartas, they were heading towards Keturi Gram, where Narottama Das Thakur has his headquarters. So then when he heard this, he actually, along with another devotee, they went to Keturi in disguise, and in front of Keturi, before even Keturi, disguised, and they put two stalls. One was a pawn shop and another one was a utensils, the clay pots. So these Smartas, they came in a big number and they put a tent in a village before Keturi, and they wanted to stay there, cook and eat food, and then make some arrangements in such a way that they can defame Narottam Das Thakur. So they went to this clay pot shop to get some utensils so they can make some food and eat. So Sri Ramachandra Kaviraj could understand these people are here, and that's why he has put the shop. And then when they came, he actually started talking to them, and then the debate came, and he defeated them in the debate. And these Smartas people, they thought, oh my God, this Panwala and this shopkeepers, these two shopkeepers are speaking like a big poets and big pandits. Okay, we have to call our spiritual teachers, So they went and called them. And along with the king was also in that conspiracy. So he also came. And then the argument went on and went on. And the debate again, he defeated everybody. And then they asked, who are you, by the way? And then they understood that he said that I am just a student of, Narottama Das Thakur. And then when they heard this, they thought, oh my God, student itself is like such a great scholarly person. And what we are going to do, better we go back. So they went back, and the Durga Devi came in the dream of those Smartas, and he said, what an offense that you wanted to defame, Narottama Das Thakur. He is an eternal associate of my master. For this offense, you have to go and you have to fall flat at the feet of Narottama Das Thakur and ask forgiveness. Then only your offenses will go. So then immediately the king and the Smarta, head, they all went and fell at the feet of Narottama Das Thakur, and then they later became disciples of Narottama Das Thakur. So like that, Sri Ramachandra Kaviraj, he was always in the background. Like he is a devotee who didn't want to be in the front. He always wanted Narottama Das Thakur's glories to be spread everywhere. If anyone would glorify him, he would pass on all the glories to Narottama Das Thakur's. And his joy was in seeing the glories of Narottama Das, Narottama Das Thakur expanding. So that is the mood of a true Vaishnava. There is no competition here, but rather he sees that he is glorified, he is doing something wonderful. He feels great joy in the glory of the other Vaishnava. So this is a very great lesson, because the conditioned soul is afflicted with envy, pride, greed. If someone is not glorifying me, and someone else is glorified. Why I'm not glorified? I deserve the glorification. If I may not be telling it in the front, but then in the heart we may feel those kind of things. But here these acharyas showing by their example the mood of a servant of servant, how if a servant of Krishna is glorified, that is a great pleasure, and how I can also glorify that devotee. So that is our true position. So this is one of the things we can take from Sri Ramachandra Kaviraj. And we from Jayadeva Goswami. Sri Jayadeva Goswami is one of my very favorite devotee, great personality in the pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In fact, he appeared 300 years before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But we see that before manifestation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they already had so much vision and blessings and mercy from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Jayadeva Goswami is a famous thing. We know that Jayadeva Goswami, he was in Navadip actually. That time Raja Lakshman Sen was ruling the kingdom, and that time he actually composed this Dashavatara Sostra. That is the Mangalacharan for Gita Govindam. We know the great poem written by Jayadeva Goswami, which is very dear to Lord Jagannath. So Raja Lakshman Sen became very happy, seeing Jayadeva Goswami, such a great personality is here, and he wanted him to become a court poet. He said, no, if you are asking me to become a court poet, I will leave here. I will leave Navadip. He said, no, don't leave. And then he gave him a place which is the famous, I'm not getting that name, very famous place in Navadip. I'll get it in a short time. So there, he set up his cottage, and that is the place he wrote his Gita Govindam. And then actually he never wanted to, he was fully absorbed in writing Gita Govindam, which is the very intimate pastime of Radha and Krishna. We see that once a Brahmana in Jagannath Puri, he didn't have a child, and he went to Jagannath and he prayed to Lord Jagannath, please give me a child. And then Lord Jagannath answered his prayer, and he got a baby girl, and he named the girl Padmavati. And then when Padmavati grew up and was in the age of marriage, the father, the Brahmana, thought, whom should I give her for marriage? Then he went again to Lord Jagannath, and he said to Lord Jagannath, my daughter is here. I want her to get married to the right person. You please guide. So then Lord Jagannath came in the dream. He said that you go to my very dear devotee, Jayadev is there. You marry your daughter to him. So he went to Jayadeva Goswami, and then he said that this is my daughter and I want her to marry you. And then Jayadeva Goswami said, no, I can't get married. I don't want to get married. And the father became upset. He said, I can't do anything. I'm leaving my daughter here. I'm going. So he left. And after some time, the girl said, Padmavati said, I have accepted you as my master and husband. I can't marry anyone else. If you're not marrying me, I will, give up my life. Then he was forced to marry, and in that way he got married to Padmavati. But Padmavati was an amazing Vaishnavi. And then what happened? Together they were actually serving the Lord, and they came to Jagannath Puri after that. And then we see that one day when he was composing this Gita Govindam, at one point of time he was writing and he was stuck. He had a doubt, like when Radharani was upset, Krishna goes and takes her lotus feet and begs her to not become upset. And then he thought, how is that possible? I can write like this, because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Radharani is the energy of the Lord, but Krishna is supreme. How he will take Radharani's feet? And so he thought, okay, I will write it later. He put the pen there, and then he went to take bath. He took bath and came back. It is a custom, those days especially, we see that the chaste ladies, they would eat after serving the husband. So Padmavati would normally feed Jayadeva Goswami, serve Jayadeva Goswami, then she would have her prasadam. But that particular day, when Jayadeva Goswami was returning back, he saw that his wife was actually taking prasadam, and he was very stunned. He said, "Oh, Padmavati, I've never seen you like this. Are you okay? Your health is okay?" So Padmavati said, "Oh, my dear Lord, you came sometime back and then you went to the room, you wrote something, and then I served you prasadam, you ate, and now you are asking me again that, so I'm a bit confused." Said, "What do you mean?" And then he went and saw, he wrote only one line. That's a very famous song in the Gita Govindam. Smaragarala Kandanam. That's a word he wrote and left. Then Krishna wrote, Mama Sirasi Mandanam Dehi Padapallavam Udaram. Very famous song in Gita Govinda. And the Lord himself wrote those words, like actually reassuring or Jayadeva Goswami, what you felt was correct. I actually, because Radharani is, by her love she conquered me. She is the supreme goddess. Krishna is Madan Mohan, but Radharani is Madana Mohana Mohini. So like that, the Gita Govindam is so dear to Lord Jagannath, and we see that Jayadeva Goswami actually made Gita Govindam to be recited every single night in Lord Jagannath's temple in Jagannath Puri. The custom was made by him that every night Lord Jagannath hears Gita Govindam before he goes to rest. Many pastimes are there. Time is short, so I am not talking about it. But then Gita Govindam is so dear to Jagannath. Not only to Lord Jagannath, we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Antya Leela, it's during his end of the pastimes, we see in Gambira, that small room, where Mahaprabhu was staying, there, he would feel great separation from Krishna, and he was manifesting all ecstasies, and his heart would only feel, solace when Swarup Damodar Goswami sings songs from Gita Govindam. So that Gita Govindam was so dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he's non-different from Krishna. He's a Jai Go Say, Krishna Say, Jagannath. The same Lord came as Jagannath, the same Lord as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this Jayadeva Goswami is an amazing personality. The Dasavata Shotra which we read, like especially we read Tavakara Kamalavare, the Narsimha one, that is actually written by Jayadeva Goswami. So it is a very, very special personality. And coming to the last, Sri Lochana Das Thakur. Lochana Das Thakur is an eternal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he wrote the book Chaitanya Mangal, and he was also he was a disciple of Narahari Sarkar. There are two Naraharis. Narahari Chakravarti, he is different. He is a disciple of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And there is another one, Narahari Sarkar. He is an eternal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he was a disciple of Sri Lochana Das Thakur. And Lochana Das Thakur's life is, my God, amazing as well. He got married. He was like, those days, a child marriage. So very young age, he got married. And then, as you know, the girl would be separate and the boy would be separate. Only when they become big, then they will come together. So they were like that. And then at some point of time, Lochana Das Thakur, his heart was drawn towards Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was completely in that mood. So the family members became very the in-laws, basically the girl side, they became very upset that the boy is not coming back because now he has grown up. Now the time to leave the family life, and he's not coming back. So they went and complained to the spiritual master, which is Narahari Sarkar Thakur, that please, you give him advice that he should start his family life. So then Narahari Sarkar, said to Lochana Das Thakur that now, okay, you start your family life, you go. And then, so he's, he took permission, took blessings, and he came to find the father-in-law's house. Because it was a very young childhood, he saw the place. He didn't even remember exactly where the house was. Somehow he found the village, but then when he entered the village, he didn't really know. So then he thought, I should ask someone for some direction. Then he saw one young girl was actually was fetching water from the well. So she went to her, and he said, those days people, if they see anybody, they would address as mother. So he said that, oh mother, could you please kindly tell me how to go to this particular house? And then she gave direction, and then later, he followed that. Lochana Das Thakur followed that. He followed the house, and then he went there. He met his in-laws, and the climax is what happened. That girl was none other than the girl whom he saw at the entrance of the village. She was the one who gave direction. But because he addressed her as mother, so he felt that I cannot accept her as my wife. Because I have addressed and felt that emotion, I cannot now accept her as my wife. So then he continued doing his devotional service. In fact, his wife also, she assisted not as a wife, but then assisted in various ways in his devotional service. So people, how they, they gave so much value to the words. We see, nowadays words have no value at all. People can say anything and can do anything and can behave anything. And that's the way we actually value in this world. So these acharyas, their own life is an example. That's why Chaitanya Charitamrita, all the associates, especially Chaitanya Mangal, Chaitanya Bhagavat, the associates of Mahaprabhu are completely amazing. That just by reading about them, reading their life story, life history, it actually makes it stirs a lot of emotions in the heart. It makes us feel that where I stand in my devotional life, and how much I have to learn, how much to actually imbibe, how much to beg for the mercy. When will I become some useful instrument? So much, feelings and emotions, awakens in the heart, at least for the moment we are reading and hearing. That's the power of this Chaitanya Charitamrita, the associates of Mahaprabhu, all these wonderful personalities connected with Mahaprabhu. Simply amazing. So we are so fortunate by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada that we are able to actually relish all this wonderful literatures, and we could hear about these personalities, to come in contact, hearing about this, that itself is a great blessing. So we are very, very deeply grateful to Srila Prabhupada, to our spiritual masters, and to all the Vaishnavas who are. So now we have the Be a Gardener campaign going on. We can now understand and appreciate, how important that everyone should have Chaitanya Charitamrita. As a devotee who is already initiated, second initiated, not initiated, it's a book. It's a must to have in our home. And especially having taken initiation, you have to constantly read these books, the associates of Mahaprabhu. Very, very heartwarming, very inspiring. Just by hearing is transformational. So powerful. Derive so much lessons just by hearing and reading about them, in our own lives. So thank you so much for joining. I thought, Let in this new year try our best to start on time and try to finish on time. At least one sankalpa, I have thought about it. Let me see whether I can keep it up or not. I pray and hope I can try to do that. I thought, doesn't matter, I need to start on time. How many people are there? No, that's not the point. We are doing is an offering to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to Srila Prabhupada. This is for our own purification. Talking about them is so wonderful. It actually makes feel in another sense. It makes for me personally feels that my God, I'm so far away, to to the goal, so far away, but hopeful that if I keep reading, keep talking about, glorifying these personalities, sharing about them, talking about them, can purify me. So with this note, I will end here. And also please kindly take up this Be a Gardener campaign. It's amazing how wonderful that we can give these sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita to people outside world. It can touch anyone's heart, so let us become those instruments and try our best wherever you're doing a program, a home program, a Zoom program, outreach program, Kirtan program. All the time, let's keep that in the mind, so that this opportunity, and when we get an opportunity to go on the street, we can do this. But this whole 2-3 months until Gaur Purnima, so we have this opportunity. So let's gear up in the mood, Gauranga mood. We try to give Gauranga, and keep Gauranga in our heart, in our words, in our thoughts. Spread the words about Mahaprabhu everywhere. So, yeah. Thank you so much. I'll stop here. Any questions? Probably a couple of minutes. Then, or comments, or you have anything additional to share, you can do so. Hi, Krishna. Anyone has any comments, questions, realizations, feedbacks? Okay. Fine. So we will... last week, Mataji requested me to show darshan. So I will show darshan. Is there any other announcement I could think of? If I have missed any announcement, you can let me know.
There's a Guru disciple meeting on the Saturday.
That is for only for the disciples, right? Thank you, Mataji. Anything else? Okay. So thank you so much. I'll just quickly show that darshan. Thank you for joining. Just bear with me for a second. I will go down. Can you see Hare Krishna?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra Maharani, Sudarshan Chakra ki Jai, Shishi Gaurnitai ki Jai, Pancha Tattva ki Jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
6 months ago.
1 year, 6 months.
PSW, they have reduced. INR also, they did not do.
10 years. Something.
Hari Bol. Jai. Anything else, Prabhu? Ranjani, my Prabhu?
Good.
Mm.
No, Mataji, I think you covered, and like SSB don't have any other announcement, Mataji. Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji.
Yeah. Okay. I just remembered that because we were talking about this appearance, I was remembering a couple of devotees. So we can also just a Hare Krishna mantra once. We can pray for them. 1st of January was Sadanandini Chitra Mataji, Sandhya Mataji's birthday was there. And then today is Bhavana Mataji. What is her name?
Bhanumati.
Bhanumati
Sita.
Sita Mataji's
Yeah.
birthday. And tomorrow we have two birthdays. I remember these are all from my memory I'm talking about. I didn't get any details. Tomorrow is Mathurananda Prabhu's and Monica Mataji. His birthday. Sachin Prabhu, Monica Mataji, Pari's mom. Because I remember 6th Jan is 3 book distributors' birthday, Mathura Kripa Prabhu, Mathurananda Prabhu, and Monica Mataji. So we pray for all of them for their blissful Krishna conscious journey, and we will chant Hare Krishna once. Is that okay?
Mataji.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hari
Krishna.
Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Rama
Yes,
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
yes, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Mataji.
Vijay Damodar Prabhu's birthday also
Oh,
tomorrow,
yes,
Mataji.
yes, tomorrow, along with our Mathurananda Prabhu.
Mathura.
Yes,
Yes,
how
yes.
can we forget him? Yes, that's where Pranapriya Mataji is there. Vijay Damodar Prabhu ki jai. Amazing. Wonderful. Anybody's birthday, so I would request all the devotees and leaders, please pass on the birthdays of the devotees so that every Monday we can announce their names. Yes? Yeah? Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, sir.
Mataji.
Thank
Thank you
you,
very
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
How can I leave?